India is fast growing as an attractive destination for the pharmaceutical industry. In spite of the recession, this sector has seen the single largest number of global transactions ever.
India is perfectly positioned to be a preferred destination for global pharmaceutical companies. The Indian pharma industry has helped India and the world by providing high quality, affordable generic medicines. It has made impressive progress as a leader in generics. It provides an excellent opportunity to partner with it for investment, trade, R&D, pharma education, as well as technical and support services.
The Indian pharmaceutical industry is now worth over 20 billion US dollars. It ranks third in the world in the volume of production and 13th in terms of value. Indian exports reach more than 200 countries, including the highly regulated markets of the US and West Europe.
The Indian pharmaceutical industry has come a long way in terms of building capabilities in manufacturing of quality pharmaceutical products. The global pharmaceutical market, which is approximately $700 billion in size, with almost $200 billion worth of drugs going off patent over the next 6 years, offers a lot of opportunity for Indian pharmaceutical industry.
The pharmaceutical sector in India is largely self-reliant. It produces 80% of bulk drugs in all major therapeutic groups and also almost the entire requirement of formulations within the country. With good manufacturing practices and an eye for quality, it is also developing cost-effective technologies for drug intermediates and bulk activities.
And increasingly, global companies are using India as a central point for outsourcing APIs. In fact, it will become the supplier to the world for not only generics business, but raw materials being used in manufacture of patented formulations in the future.
India is a fast-growing market. Demand is rapidly increasing due to an increasing population, increasing number of old people, rise in incomes, proliferation of lifestyle diseases, coupled with a huge rural market now growing at 5% per annum. Low cost of production, quality control, and low R&D costs make the pharmaceutical sector in India a favored investment option.
Today, the Indian pharma industry has made a place for itself in the global arena. It is providing solutions to global pharmaceutical needs by offering state-of-the-art infrastructure and growth opportunities. Our policies are favorable to investment and partnership in the field of production, contract manufacturing, research and development, clinical trials and innovation.
Today, infrastructure cost is 40% lower in India. Fixed cost is 10 to 20% lower compared to developed countries. A skilled and qualified workforce, along with committed scientists, is a big advantage that India offers. With the largest number of manufacturing facilities recognized by the FDA outside of USA, India is an attractive outsourcing base. The new patent policies have given an additional thrust to innovations and research and development in the pharma sector.
As far as the industry is concerned, its response has been two. One, increase in its investment in R&D. Between 1995, the year in which India signed TRIPS agreement, and 2005, industry increased its R&D spend by 20-fold. And second response from the industry has been that till now they were exporting only to the developing countries, but they decided to move into the regulated markets.
Indian companies have dedicated R&D teams. Every major pharma company has strategic alliances in India. Many multinational companies consider India as an attractive destination for research and development.
Well, with a number of blockbuster drugs now getting out of patent and with the costs of R&D and manufacturing going up throughout the world, India is still the most competitive place where you can manufacture and you can have your research operations at much lower costs than in the world.
Today we have cost arbitrage in terms of the cost of a fully loaded chemist, and that itself is a big attraction. But over time the cost arbitrage will disappear. But what you do have is intellectual capital in sheer numbers, which I think no other country can offer, or very few countries can offer. coupled with the facility of the language, which is English.
India is blessed with an innovative scientific manpower. It can boast of world-class national laboratories specializing in product and process development. 7 National Institutes for Pharmaceutical Education and Research, NIPER, have been set up to promote quality and excellence in pharmaceutical education and research. The success story started with the first NIPER set up at Mohali in Punjab a decade ago. The Indian market is one of the fastest growing clinical research destinations. It accounts for nearly 20% of all Asian study sites. The number of investigators in India has grown at a staggering 42% compound annual growth rate between 2002 and 2008. India has one of the fastest subject recruitment rates globally, nearly 3 to 5 times the global average, with screen failure and dropout rates lower by nearly 40 to 50% compared to global averages.
In the last 10 to 12 years, there has been a significant transformation in this whole clinical research environment. Number one is the change in the regulatory aspects of clinical research. That has been a significant improvement in the past.
India is much sought after these days for contract research outsourcing. The country's total contract research revenue is expected to grow at 23.6% CAGR, hitting $175 million by end 2010.
Talk of early discovery research, a lot of activity in the IT area, data analysis, data support, regulatory support, biostatistics, and even medical writing, to name a few. And because of all this, I believe India is going to grow at a very, very high growth in the next few years and will be the most favored outsourcing destination in the world.
The entrepreneurial spirit of India is well recognized. Prospects of the Indian small and medium enterprises, SMEs, in contract manufacturing are bright. India has a vibrant SME sector, with a large number of companies supplementing the industry activity. Many of them are preferred supplier and partners in development to major global organizations.
We have excess capacity and we are in a position to cater to the quality requirements as per GMP standards at affordable prices, not for my country alone, but for all over the world.
There is an increasing trend among the Indian contract research organizations to move up the value chain by becoming preferred vendors of the global R&D activities.
Today, India is a world power in the area of generic drugs. So therefore, what we are looking at is to climb the value chain from what we were 20 years ago up the stream, and the best evidence of that is Food and Drug Administration of the United States today has over 100 Indian drugs approved, over 130 factories which manufacture drugs approved. I don't think there's any country in the world, in the developing world at least, which meets these benchmarks.
Today, India has become the preferred hub in the global pharmaceutical market. Make India your partner in pharma and be a part of the success story.